Hello United fans, welcome to the United Report, your go-to source for the latest news, match updates and transfer stories straight from Old Trafford. Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes insisted the team can't accept their recent struggles as the new normal after a sixth home league defeat of the season. United bounced back against Southampton in midweek to return to winning ways, but couldn't repeat that promising performance against Brighton on Sunday. After the two sides exchanged goals in the first half, Kaoru Mitoma and Georginio Rutter struck after the break to seal a league double for the Seagulls. The defeat leaves United in 13th place, closer to the bottom three than to the top four. Head coach Ruben Amorim pulled no punches after the game, saying the way his team conceded those goals was not acceptable. It was Fernandes who scored United's goal, putting away a penalty after Joshua Zirkzee was fouled in the box. Former Red Devils striker Dion Dublin suggested the Portuguese was the only player to pull his weight on Sunday, and it was up to the captain to reflect on the recent woes after the game. It can't be, Fernandes told Sky Sports when asked if this was just how things will be going forward. I understand the perspective from the outside, but we can't be comfortable in thinking that this is okay. Because it's not. I'm not here to lose games and be in the position we are in at the moment. But I know that no one in that dressing room is, and if someone is, they can't be here. It doesn't matter to me. It's another loss to us. It doesn't matter how many times they've won against us. I remember in the past where they haven't won a game here. That's not going to change anything. The main thing that is going to change for us is we didn't get the 3 points today. Congratulations to them. They did a good game, and they deservedly won the game. 6 home league defeats matches the number suffered by United in the whole of the 2023-24 season. 4 of the 6 this term have come under Amorim, while Erik Ten Hag led the team to 3-0 reverses at home to Liverpool and Tottenham before his October sacking. The club have a chance to put their league woes to one side on Thursday, with a home game against Rangers in the Europa League. 3 points against Philippe Clement's side would bring them one step closer to a top 8 finish in the league phase, ensuring they would progress to the round of 16 without needing a playoff. After that comes a trip to Fulham in the league. Fernandes scored a late winner when the teams met at Craven Cottage last season, but Marco Silva's side are unbeaten in their last 5 at home in the league either side of a win against Watford in the third round of the FA Cup. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim took aim at his players for their unacceptable 3-1 home loss to Brighton, who he admitted were comfortable at Old Trafford. The Red Devils looked to have turned a corner after a spirited 2-2 draw against league leaders Liverpool earlier this month before late heroics from Amad Diallo helped them beat Southampton 3-1 in midweek, but they were well off the pace against the Seagulls. United were at 6s and 7s early on in the game as Yankuba Minte was able to tap in with ease after Kaoru Mitoma raced clear before Bruno Fernandes equalised from the spot. Mitoma then made it 2-1 before Georginio Rutter added a third on a sorry afternoon for the club. The team have now lost 10 matches, the quickest they have reached double figures for defeats since the 1989-90 season, with United now 13th in the Premier League table and closer to the bottom 3 than the top 3-4. Amorim was fuming after the game, suggesting his players had repeated mistakes from previous games by suffering goals where we cannot suffer. Another loss at home. It's not acceptable, the way we suffered the goals, he said. We can play some football, but only in small spaces of time, so it's not consistent, and we get nervous, and then we suffer a goal. Again, in the beginning, it's one play that is clearly what Brighton do. Then it's really hard to turn things around. We get really anxious, really nervous, and they were better again. Brighton were comfortable. We tried to get back into it, but with not very good football. You can see this game, and remember Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, where we were in the game, and suffer goals where we cannot suffer. Then it's really hard for everybody. We lost again at home. It's not acceptable. We need to change that, and change fast. United's loss was compounded by a woeful mistake by goalkeeper Andre Onana, who came out to collect a low cross before fumbling it and allowing Rutter an easy tap-in into an open goal. Amorim did not attempt to defend the Cameroonian keeper, and while he did not linger for too long on his error, he insisted the team could not afford to end a match in that manner. I think you felt it in the stadium, But we cannot end the game like that. Everybody out of position, so we have to end the game in a different way. No matter the result, we have to be a different team in all aspects. Amorim gave an eye-opening response when asked if United's struggles would continue, as he admitted the team would suffer as they adapt to his methods. "That is clear," he said, "because I'm not going to change the way I see the game. I'm very clear on that. The players are going to suffer. I'm sorry, the fans are going to suffer. I have one way of doing things. I know it's going to bring results. But we have to suffer these moments. I think it's very clear for everybody what we are going to do." Ruben Amorim is severely restricted in what he can do this month because of PSR and Manchester United's tight budget. United splashed out £177.6 million in the summer, and this means they must generate money before they can spend it. Marcus Rashford is the obvious candidate, and United want £40 million for the former England striker. United also have loan offers for Antony, which will help reduce their wage bill. Casemiro is another player who could leave in January, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe desperate to offload his big earners. And while they will focus on selling, the Premier League giants are keen on bringing new players to Old Trafford to bolster Amorim's squad. So what could happen this month? Mirror Football takes a look. United are highly unlikely to get their £40 million asking price for Rashford, and a loan deal looks more likely. AC Milan are keen, and his representatives have met the Serie A to thrash out his move. The sticking point is his wages, and Milan's top earner is on £150,000 a week, meaning United would have to agree to pay £175,000 a week of his reported salary to make a deal happen. Ambitious Como are prepared to pay all of Rashford's £325,000 a week salary, but the hitman is not keen about joining a relegation fight at the bottom of Serie A. Rashford has also attracted interest from Borussia Dortmund and Juventus, but has turned down a move to the MLS and Saudi Arabia's Pro League. Napoli are keen on Garnacho, who has been one of the main victims of Amorim's switch to his favoured 3-4-3 formation. The Argentina winger has started just 5 of Amorim's first 13 games in charge of United, and he axed him from his squad completely for last month's derby win over Manchester City. This has alerted Napoli, and they are looking for a wideman, because Georgia star Kavica Kvaratskhelia is joining Paris Saint-Germain. United are in no mood to sell Garnacho if Napoli did make an offer this month, but their interest reflects the new uncertainty over his future. Garnacho, 20, has managed just 1 goal and 1 assist, as he has struggled to adapt to life under Amorim. Real Betis are leading the chase for Antony, who looks set to leave Old Trafford on loan this month. Antony has been a massive flop since his £86 million move from Ajax in 2022, and United are keen to offload the winger who earns a reported £200,000 a week. The Brazilian's agent Junior Pedroso claims he has been inundated with calls from prospective clubs and said, "Many clubs have approached us for Antony's move." Olympiacos were also keen on landing Antony, but it is understood he is not keen on moving to Greece. The Brazil midfielder is one of United's 2 top earners on a reported £375,000 a week, and this has blocked their attempts to offload him. The 32-year-old has 18 months left on his contract, and interest from Galatasaray failed to materialise into a move in the summer. There is interest from Saudi Arabia and the MLS, but Casemiro will not leave unless his wages are matched by his new club, and United Eriksen is set to leave on a free in the summer when his contract expires, and United would accept a discounted fee for the Danish playmaker this month. Eriksen, who turns 33 next month, faded from prominence last season under Erik ten Hag, and that decline has continued this season. Like Eriksen, Lindelof is due to leave on a free in the summer when the Swedish defender will be out of contract. Again, United would be interested in receiving any transfer sum they could get next month to help get round PSR, but Amorim feels he needs a top-class left-back to operate in his 3-4-3 formation, and his eyes have turned to his former wonderkid, Nuno Mendes. Mendes spent a season under Amorim at Sporting as a teenager before he joined Paris Saint-Germain in 2021. The Portuguese star has just under 18 months left on his PSG contract and has turned down their offer of a new deal, alerting United. PSG may have to sell to avoid losing him for nothing in 2026, and this may be a deal for the summer. This remains a dream for Amorim, and it is highly unlikely the Sweden hitman will be reunited with his old Sporting Lisbon boss this month. Gyökeres is one of the hottest strikers in Europe, and Sporting have slapped an £83 million release clause on his head, although it is understood they would accept between £62 million and £70 million for their most prized asset. The Manchester United training grounds were buzzing with intensity today as the team prepared for their much-anticipated clash against Brighton and Hove Albion. Under the leadership of their new head coach, Ruben Amorim, the squad displayed focus and determination as they aimed to bounce back from recent setbacks and regain momentum in their Premier League campaign. Amorim, known for his tactical ingenuity and disciplined approach, has wasted no time in stamping his authority on the team. His session today emphasised high pressing, quick transitions, and defensive organisation key strategies to counter Brighton's fluid style of play. Players were seen engaging in small-sided games that focused on maintaining possession under pressure, a drill that Amorim personally oversaw. He was particularly vocal, urging his midfielders to be sharper with their passes and encouraging the wingers to exploit the wide spaces. Surprisingly, Raphael Varane and Anthony Martial were conspicuously absent from the session. Sources close to the club suggest that Amorim has decided not to include the duo in the squad for this match, citing tactical reasons and a desire to maintain squad discipline. Varane's exclusion raised eyebrows, as his experience and defensive solidity would typically be an asset against a side like Brighton. Meanwhile, Martial's inconsistency in recent weeks might have influenced Amorim's decision to give others a chance to prove their worth. With Varane and Martial out of contention, Amorim is expected to field a younger, more dynamic lineup. Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez were seen working as a central defensive pair, while Rasmus Højlund and Marcus Rashford looked sharp during attacking drills, suggesting they will lead the line. Amorim is also rumoured to be considering a tactical shift to a 4-3-3 formation, a setup he used effectively at his previous club, Sporting CP. The system would allow Bruno Fernandes more freedom to dictate play while offering defensive stability in the midfield, with Casemiro and Sofiane Amrabat. Brighton, under Roberto De Zerbi, have been one of the league's most entertaining sides, known for their attacking football and resilience. Amorim, aware of the challenge ahead, reportedly held a detailed analysis session with the team, breaking down Brighton's key players and tactics. Players such as Kaoru Mitoma and Evan Ferguson were highlighted as major threats, with specific instructions given to the full-backs and midfielders on how to neutralise their impact. Despite the notable absences and the pressure of the upcoming match, the mood at Carrington was positive. The players appeared united and eager to impress their new boss, with Marcus Rashford summing up the atmosphere in a post-training interview. Manchester United will host Brighton at Old Trafford later today, and all eyes will be on Amorim's first major test as head coach. Fans will be hoping his tactical acumen and bold decisions pay off as the Red Devils look to secure a much-needed victory. The stakes are high, and the stage is set for an electrifying encounter.